Have you ever walked in a room and completely forgotten what you were doing? I do this all the time. Memory is something that we take for granted, and it's gradually decreasing over time. But when is the point where we can't get it back? Dementia is a progressive cognitive decline, and Alzheimer's disease is a form of dementia. I did not get the chance to meet my paternal grandparents because of this disease. Alzheimer's is a very recognizable disease once the causes, symptoms, stages, and treatments can be known. First, the cause of Alzheimer's disease is not exactly known. Alzheimer's isn't something that you can look at a person and say, you have Alzheimer's. It's not physical. The only way to know if you have Alzheimer's is to look at the brain. This is known by an autopsy after the person is deceased or in a PET scan. The PET scan will show the shrinking of the brain and plaques and tangles. Plaques and tangles are the buildup of protein and the decay of brain neurons. Marcus McGill, an author at Medical News Today, concluded on April of 2016 that there are 3 leading factors that cause the brain cell death. First is aging. Aging is something that is unavoidable. It's going to happen to everyone, and as the human body ages, everything starts to atrophy. So it's not something that you can prevent. The next is heredity. Heredity is going to lead from parents to children, and if your parent or grandparent has Alzheimer's, it almost doubles your chance of getting it. And lastly is genes. Risk genes can mean that you have a chance of getting Alzheimer's, but determinant genes mean that you will definitely get Alzheimer's. Once these factors are shown to cause the death of brain cells, a patient will start to show symptoms. The symptoms of Alzheimer's disease can be detected by a variety of signs. The main one is cognitive decline, which is memory loss. So the person will forget common things like where they left their keys or if they remembered to mail that bill. And they'll also forget, their reasoning will be impaired, so they might not make the best choices or judgment that can be harmful to them and others around them. Also, speaking and writing will be impaired. Their brain tells them how to speak and write, so if their brain is starting to decay, it's harder for them to do those tasks. And personality and behavioral changes. This is commonly the hardest for the relatives of the sufferers because it can turn a happy, fun-loving person into a very angry and hostile person just from getting this disease. All of these signs can be categorized into stages. On March 28th of 2017, I found an article titled Stages of Alzheimer's published by the Alzheimer's Association that states that there are 4 stages of Alzheimer's. The first is normal behavior. In this stage, the patient is showing no signs of Alzheimer's. The only thing that can be detected is through a PET scan that will show the plaques and tangles and the shrinking of the brain. The next stage is mild. This is when the symptoms start to occur. So they will start forgetting common things, and they may mix up names, so they might confuse their neighbor with someone else. The next stage is moderate. Moderate is when things start to progressively get worse, and they may forget personal details about themselves, like where they live or where they grew up, and they may also forget the day, month, and time of where they are at. And lastly is severe. Severe, they will start to have delusional, they won't know where they're at, what's going on around them, they can't walk, talk, or eat on their own, so they basically have to be taken care of by someone at all times. If a person is in mild or severe stages, then they can have various treatments. Treatments for this disease cannot take away the Alzheimer's. It has no cure, but they can ease the symptoms. An article published in May of 2012 by Joanne Rada, author at BMJ Medical Journal, explained that 2 different medications, cholinesterase inhibitors and mementine, are treatable for Alzheimer's disease. Cholinesterase inhibitors treat the mild and moderate stages of Alzheimer's, and they help to prevent and slow down the brain cell death. Mementine is for the more severe patients, and it is to improve the mental cognitive abilities and help them to perform daily tasks. There are also non-drug approaches. Dennis Thompson of Everyday Health says that art, music, and pets can help with Alzheimer's patients. That is why you'll often see pets and art and music being involved in nursing homes to help them try to regain their brain exercises. All of these treatments can hopefully benefit Alzheimer's patients. Now that you know all of the information of Alzheimer's, it is easier to understand the disease. Because there is no known cause of Alzheimer's, there is also no cure. But in the stages that go with the treatments, you may be able to ease them and help your life be better. If you know someone that is suffering from memory loss or is having trouble remembering things, then you may want to look further into this disease. For more information, go to alz.org, which is run by Alzheimer's Association. Thank you, and I hope you learned a lot from this presentation.